Hello everybody, if you like this video or any other videos, make sure to subscribe because as you can see here, 86% of our viewers in August were not subscribed. And so if you subscribe, it helps us out very much and helps you get more content that you like. So it's a kind of a beneficial thing. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button for more great videos. Hey guys, what's going on? This video is going to be about the Stand trailer that just dropped this past weekend. And if you want to skip ahead to the breakdown, you can go ahead and do that. But there's going to be like something indication on the screen somewhere that's going to say when this part's going to be over. So you can just skip ahead if you want to, or if you want to hear me rant a little bit about that, then you can go ahead and do it. So the trailer that was dropped was only 30 seconds long, and it doesn't really indicate what the show is about. Now let me explain. I know what it's about because I've read the book and I saw the original, and I know what it's about because I know what it's about. I've read the book and I know all about it. So, but this trailer wasn't for people like me because I'm going to watch this show regardless of what happens in any of the trailers. This trailer was about reaching people who aren't familiar with it, and in that sense, it is a terrible trailer. It doesn't do a very good job at that. Basically. So, if you don't know about The Stand and you watch this 30-second clip, I might link the original video below if I remember to, you have no idea what this is about. You see cornfields, and you say it's a book by Stephen King, and there's a bunch of random images that flash through, and then it's over. Okay, what is this about? I think if they would have made a trailer that was maybe a minute and a half, and it talked more about the virus, that would definitely pique people's interest because it's very topical right now. But instead, it didn't, and it's just vague. You might think, Stephen King Corn, is it another Children of the Corn thing? I don't know. The one about the tall grass on Netflix, is it a sequel to that? You wouldn't know because you don't know what it is. It doesn't do a very good job of that. It doesn't really do a very good job of telling what the show's about. But yeah, so that's my thoughts about the trailer, and now we're going to go into the specific breakdowns of what footage shows in the trailer. Potential spoilers ahead for all things The Stand, including the novel, the original miniseries, and then this new show coming up. However, I will be avoiding major spoilers, but if you want to go into this new show completely blind, why did you click on the video? The trailer opens with Franny Goldsmith, played this time around by Odessa Young, meeting Mother Abigail, being played very obviously by Whoopi Goldberg. And this is probably the first of many dream sequences in this show. After about 99% of the world's population is wiped out by a deadly flu virus, the survivors are plagued by two different dreams. One of Mother Abigail, a 108-year-old prophetess, who starts out in Nebraska but eventually moves to Colorado. The other is Randall Flagg, a demon man from Las Vegas. Personally, I would have thought it would make for a more compelling trailer if it opened with a dream from Randall Flagg, the demon man from Las Vegas. But the rant section is over, so what am I going to do? Just kidding. The rant section is not over. I have a problem with this part right here. Based on the book by Stephen King is what it says in the trailer. How about based on the genre-defying fantasy epic that's so big it sounds like a bomb when you drop it? I think that's better. Now this next shot is very interesting. Going left to right, we have Glenn Bateman, played by Greg Keener. Now I'm assuming this next character is Ray Bretner, played by Irene Bedard, a new character made for the show. She wasn't in the original miniseries or the book. Stu Redman, played by James Marsden, and on the far right is Larry Underwood, played by Jovan Adepo. My guess this is going to be towards the end of the series. These four characters are probably on their way to the final confrontation in Las Vegas with Randall Flagg. If this is the part of the story I think it is, these four characters are looking up at the final obstacle between them and Vegas. And if it plays out anything like it did in the novel, one of these characters isn't going to make it past that obstacle. And I'm not going to tell you who, because that would be a major spoiler for the series. This is a shot of Harold Lauder, played by Owen Teague. This scene is probably very early on in the story. Harold, after losing his family, goes looking around town for other survivors. He eventually runs into Franny Goldsmith, burying her father. My guess is that this is what he sees when he looks through the fence. Here's another shot of Larry Underwood. This time he's joined by a character named Rita Blakemore, played by Heather Graham. Rita is a character from the novel that Larry runs into as he leaves New York City, and that's probably what's pictured here. Rita did not appear in the original miniseries. However, a lot of her characteristics were implemented in the character of Nadine Cross. Nadine is set to appear in this series as well, played by Amber Heard. However, she does not make an appearance in this trailer. This is another very interesting shot. At first, I thought it was Stu escaping from a testing facility. Being one of the few survivors, Stu is taken to multiple labs and is subject to several experiments. But upon further inspection, I don't think that's the case. Notice the lighting. I don't think that's common in many labs. Now what I believe is happening is this is a Randall Flagg dream that Stu's having. Randall Flagg has ways of manipulating people's fears and putting them into dreams, and Stu's dreams often involve testing facilities. In this shot, it looks like Mother Abigail is sitting in the foreground and Fran is in a hospital bed behind her, and to the far left, I can't tell who it is, but it might be Stu. Towards the end of the second third of the story, there is some political unrest in Mother Abigail's free zone in Boulder, Colorado. The unrest cultivates in an explosion, and Fran sustains several injuries from that. Now this is a shot of Larry in a hospital, and it's set up to make it look like it's a continuation of the previous shot. But it isn't, because Larry is wearing different clothes than the mysterious person in the previous shot. My guess is this is earlier on in the story, and he's probably with his mom in the hospital as she succumbs to the deadly virus. This is a shot of Harold in the free zone. We know this is the case because of all these candles. For a majority of the story, the free zone doesn't have any electricity. Him hitting himself is probably due to the aforementioned political unrest, of which he plays a big part. In this next shot, we see Fran struggling with something. In the background, notice there's a bunch of fence. My guess is this is shot from Harold's perspective from the earlier shot. Fran looks like what I'm assuming is burying her father. This is our first look at Nick Andros, played by Henry Zaga. Early on in the story, Nick suffers an eye injury. Although it is temporary, he does take a lot of damage from it, so for most of the story he wears an eye patch like he is pictured here. Nick is deaf, however, so I'm not sure how or why he is sitting at a piano. Oh, I have no idea who this guy is. My guess is he might be a bad guy in Las Vegas, but I honestly have no idea. In this next shot, we meet Randall Flagg, played by Alexander Skarsgård. In the novel, whenever he doesn't know what to do, or he's stressed out, or confused, he does this floating meditation thing, and usually it helps him think and figure out what to do next. This is a shot of Julie Lowry, played by Catherine McNamara. She is shooting at Nick and Tom Cullen, played by Brad William Hentke, in what appears to be a warehouse. And this is probably, I'd say, towards the end of the first third of the story, when Tom and Nick meet Julie, and at first they join her, but eventually they find out that she's a bit of a troublemaker, and they get involved in a shootout. Now, this is one I'm not so sure about. Here we have the Rat Woman, a gender-swapped version of the Rat King. She's played by Fiona Dourif. It appears like she's in some kind of a cage with explosions going off. My guess is this is either during the final confrontation I mentioned earlier, or this is before that. Like before anything, towards the beginning of the story. Maybe she was part of a circus attraction before she joined Flagg. I don't know. The final shot of the trailer is Mother Abigail looking down a wolf. Now, nothing like this happens in the novel. However, Flagg can control or take the form of a wolf, a crow, or a weasel. So it might be him confronting her in the form of a wolf.